Alright. Okay, good.
Okay, so good morning to my beloved lecturer and my DKA4B fellow friends. So today I will present about wastewater and water management chapter. So the first one is chapter 3 about water treatment. So under this chapter, there are two processes of water treatment. The first one is physical process, and the example of physical process are water intake, aeration, chlorination, sedimentation, chemical mixing, coagulation and flocculation, dissolved air flotation and filtration. The next one is chemical process, and under the chemical process, there are four processes of them. The first one is ferrum and mangan removal, water softening, disinfection, and the last one is pH adjustment. The next subtopic is about water treatment plan. It is about plant location factors explanation, about the design basis and environment factor explanation. And the last subtopic under this chapter would be water quality standard according to the guideline, which is Standard WHO 1971. And the testing are chlorine test and bacteria test. And the last one is about calculation of chlorine and alum dosage calculation. Next is chapter 4, which is water distribution system.
Wow.
So there are three main types of distribution system, which are gravity system, pump system, and combined gravity and pump system. And another four examples of distribution system are dead end system, braid system, ring system, and radial system. The next one is the explanation about piping material, which includes selection factors, the example of piping material, and the selection of pipe size. Furthermore, components in distribution system are valve, storage reservoirs, and the main component in storage reservoir. And the last subtopic under chapter 4 is non-revenue water or NRW, which contain leakage factors, leakage procedure measurements, methods to control leakage, methods to detect leakage, and the last one is piping design with Hazen-Williams formula. Next,
Sumadin, can
Yeah.
you open your webcam?
oh sorry,
Open webcam.
kejap. Nampak?
Okay, good.
Okay. So the next chapter is chapter 5 about sewerage system. So there are the explanation about function and significance of sewerage system. And then there are three types of sewer, which are separated system, semi-separated system, and combined system. And each of them has its own advantage and disadvantage. There is also about the explanation about selection criteria of sewer materials. There are 6 types of sewer pipe and 3 types of manholes. In this chapter, there are also explanation about infiltration and corrosion in sewer and parameters of sewer pipe gravity flow rounded shape. And there are 10 steps under the procedure of designing sewage pipe, which are preliminary study, zoning, sewage flow quantity, design period, sewer pipe layout and treatment plant location, sewage flow velocity, sewer diameter, depth of excavation and fill, joints, and the last one is bedding. And we have come to the last chapter, which is chapter 6 about sewage treatment. So the objective for wastewater treatment are to avoid contamination, to manage wastewater effectively, to control infections, disease, and the aspect of water as part of main infrastructure. So the characteristic of sewage water treatment are divided into 3 main types, which are physical, chemical, and biological. And each type of them has various examples. And the next one is about water treatment plant design criteria. Factors should be considered are treatment plan layout and conduit of the cell. There are 4 processes of centralized wastewater treatment. And the example of biological sewage treatment process are trickling filters, activated slush, aerated lagoons, stabilization ponds, and rotating biological contractor, or known as RBC. Under this chapter, there has the explanation about processing method for sludge, and 3 types of methods of sludge are thickening, stabilization, and conditioning. Meanwhile, there are 3 types of individual wastewater treatment unit, which are septic tank, imhoff tank, and super septic system. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. First person to present, Sumalin. Alright. Thank you for the volunteering. Jarang lah saya jumpa first. Biasanya yang lepas-lepas pun sama jugalah ikut turn nama dalam kehadiran.
Hello everyone, my name is Surya Darshan, daughter of Maran, and my matrix card number is 01 DKA4B DCC40152. Let's begin with the presentation. The first one is Chapter 3, Water Treatment. Based on my mind map, there are 3 subtopics. The first one is Process of Water Treatment System. The first one is Physical Process, Water Intake, Aeration, Dissolved Air Flotation, Chlorination, Chemical Mixing, Coagulations and Flocculation, Sedimentation and Filtration. Next is Chemical Process, pH adjustment, water softening, ferrum and mangan removal. Fourth one is chlorination and disinfection. The second one is about water quality standard. It's a guideline according to WHO and Ministry of Health. The third one is design criteria in water treatment system, plan location factors, design basis, environment factor. At the end of the chapter, I have a calculation regarding chlorine and alum dosage. Next one is topic 4 about water distribution system. There are 3 types of distribution system. First one is distribution gravity system, pump system, combination of gravity and pump system. Next is dead end system, grid system, ring system, and radial system. Next is piping material, selecting of piping material, advantages and disadvantages of multiplied pipe material, selection of pipe size. The third one is components in distribution system. Always have 11 types and storage of reservoirs. The fourth one is non-revenue water. We have leakage factors, leakage procedure measurements, method to detect leakage, piping design with Hazen-Williams formula. The third one is topic 5, sewage system. The functions and significance of sewerage system. They have collection, treatment, and disposal. Two types of sewer pipe: combined system, sewerage system, semi-separate system. The third one is selection criteria of sewer materials. We have 5 criteria, and types of manholes. We have 4 types. Types of sewer pipe. We have 6 types, and infiltration and corrosion in sewer. Parameters of sewer pipe gravity flow rounded shape. Next, the last one is topic 6. Based on this topic, sewage treatment, the first one is characteristics of sewage and objective of wastewater treatment. The first one is physical, chemical, and biological characteristics. The second one is DOE requirement related with sewage and wastewater. The third one is water treatment plan design criteria. The fourth one is factor physical plan, treatment plan layout, and conduit vessel. Process of wastewater treatment, we have 3: pre-treatment, primary, secondary, and tertiary treatment. Sixth one is process of centralized wastewater, trickling filters, activate slug, aerated lagoons, and stabilization ponds, rotating biological contractor RBC. Seventh is process method for slug, why, the methods, and the individual wastewater treatment. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you Surya. Lega dah. Alright.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Nama saya Nur Amirah Hasnah binti Zakaria. Kali ini saya akan membentangkan 4 tajuk yang terdapat dalam subjek water management. Yang pertama iaitu chapter 3, water treatment. Di bawah tajuk ini terdapat tajuk-tajuk kecil iaitu physical process. Physical process yang pertama iaitu water intake, aeration, chlorination, sedimentation, chemical mixing, coagulation, aeration, chlorination, dissolved air pollution dan filtration. Okey. Yang kedua, chemical process, iaitu ferrum and mangan removal, water softening, disinfection, dan pH adjustment. Seterusnya, water quality standard, dan last, water treatment plan, iaitu plan location factor, design basics and environment factor. Seterusnya, chapter 4. Chapter 4 iaitu water distribution system. Yang pertama, water distribution system, terdapat 4 jenis sistem, iaitu DN system, grid system, ring system and radial system. Distribution system juga terdapat gravity system, pump system dan combined gravity and pump system. Selain itu, piping material, yang pertama selection factor, piping material dan selection of pipe size. Seterusnya, component in distribution, yang pertama value, storage, reservoir, main component in storage reservoir. Last, content dalam chapter 4 iaitu non-linear water. First, leakage factor, leakage producer measurement, method of leakage, method of detect leakage, piping design with Hazen-Williams formula. Seterusnya, chapter 5. The Sewage, chapter 5, Sewerage System. Dalam chapter 5 terdapat function and significance of Sewerage System. Then types of sewer, ada 3, iaitu separate system, semi-separate system and combined system. Seterusnya, terdapat the selection ke tidak of sewer material and the parameter of sewer pipe gravity flow, research shape, ada 4, iaitu type of material, sewer size, sewage flow and land slope. Seterusnya, procedure of design sewage pipe, terdapat 10 di bawahnya, iaitu preliminary study, zoning, sewage flow quantity, design period, sewer pipe layer and treatment plan location, sewage flow velocity, sewage diameter, depth of excavation and fill, joints and bending. Next, type of sewer pipe. Terdapat 6 of type of sewer pipe. Then type of manhole, iaitu shallow manhole, deep manhole and drop manhole. Yang terakhir, infiltration and corrosion in sewer, iaitu infiltration and corrosion. Chapter yang terakhir iaitu chapter 6. Dalam chapter 6 iaitu sewage treatment. Terdapat karakteristik of sewage. Karakteristik terdapat 3, iaitu physical, chemical and biological. Yang pertama, physical suspended solid, turbidity, odor and taste, temperature. Untuk chemical, iaitu toxic material, oxygen demand compound, insoluble suspended solid, inorganic and lastly organic. Untuk biological, terdapat bakteria, virus, protozoa, fungi and alga. Next, factor physical plan, terdapat 2, iaitu treatment plan layout dengan conduit and vessel. Then process of centralized water, wastewater, iaitu trickling filter, aeration ligand, active sludge. Seterusnya, method of such processing. Terdapat 5 method. Yang pertama, thickening, conditioning, stabilization, dewatering, composition. Yang terakhir, disposal method for sludge, iaitu ada 3. Yang pertama, septic tank, in-hook tank dengan super septic system. Terima kasih.
Okey, terima kasih. Terima kasih Nak Amirah. Okey, Nak Amirah orang yang ketiga. Terima kasih.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Aini Syafiqah binti Muhammad Safwan. My registration number is 10 DKA4B F1027. So today I will present about my map that I did. So the first one is chapter 3, which is the water treatment. For the first one, process of water treatment system. It divide by two, which is the chemical process and the physical process. For the chemical process, they are ferrum and mangan removal. The second one is water softening, and the third one is the disinfection, and the last one is pH adjustment. So for physical process, it divide by the first one is water intake, the second one is aeration, the third one is chlorination, next is sedimentation, chemical mixings, coagulation, flocculation, dissolved air flotation, and the last one is filtration. There are two types of filtration, which is the filtration rate and driving force. So for the next one is water quality standard. It based on the standard WHO 1971. The testing is divided by two, which is the chlorine testing and the bacteria test. For water treatment plan, the first one is plan location factors, design basic, and the environment factor. So for the chapter 4, which is the topic is water distribution system. Water distribution system, there are 4 types, which is the first one is dead end system, the second one is grid system, the third one is ring system, and the last one is radial system. For the gravity system, there are advantages and disadvantages. The second one is the pipe system, and the third one is the combined gravity and the pump system. For the piping material, the first one is the selection factor. There are 6 selection factor, which is the first one is pressure of work and test. The second one is strength, and the third one is durability. Next, workability at site and cost, and the last one is leaking possibility. Next is the selection of the pipe size, and the last one is the piping material. Next, we move to the component in distribution system. They are valve, storage reservoir, and component in storage reservoir.
Reservoir. Reservoir pun boleh.
Okay, next is non-revenue water. They are leakage factor, leakage procedure measurement, method of control leakage, a method to detect leakage, and the last one is the piping design with the Hazel-Williams formula. Okay, we move to the chapter 5, which is the sewerage system. It divided by 2 subtopics, which is the first one, the important topic related to sewage system. There are 3 types of sewage system, which is the first one is collection, the second one is treatment, and the third one is disposal. For the type of sewer, there are 3, which is the first one is separate system. As you can see, there are the figure that I draw. And the second one is semi-separate system, and the third one is combined system. Next is the selection criteria of sewer material, and next types of sewer pipe. For the second subtopic is the design of sewer system of rounded shape gravity flow. For the procedure of the design sewage pipe, the first one is preliminary study, the second one is zoning, the third one is sewer pipe layout and treatment. Next is sewage flow quantity, design period, sewage flow velocity, joint depth of excavation and fill, and next sewer diameter, and the last one is bedding. So for the parameters of sewer pipe gravity flow round shape, it divides to 4 types. The first one is the type of material, the second one is sewer size, next is sewage flow, and the last one is land slope. There are 4 types of manhole. The first one is shallow manhole, the second one is the depth manhole, the third one is backdrop manhole, and the last one is backdrop manhole with the internal outlet pipe. So So next we move to the chapter 6, which is the sewage treatment. The first one is the characteristic of a sewage. It divides to 3 types of characteristic. The first one is physical, second one is chemical, and the third one is biological. For the water treatment plant's design criteria, there are 10 types of criteria. Next one is the objective of the wastewater treatment. The first one is to avoid contamination. Next, to manage wastewater effectively. Next, to control infectious disease. And the last one, the aspect of wastewater as a part of infrastructure. Next, we move to the factors should be considered for a physical plant. There are 2, which is the first one is the treatment plant layout. The second one is conduit and vessel. Process of wastewater treatment. There are 4. The first is pre-treatment. The second one is the primary treatment. The third one is the secondary treatment, and the last one is tertiary treatment.
Tertiary.
Tertiary treatment.
Yes.
Okay, the first one is the trickling filter. The second one is the activate sludge. The third one is aerated lagoons, and the last one is the stabilization ponds and oxidant ponds.
RBC,
So for
rotating biological contactors.
rotating,
RBC tak ada.
oh ini ada lagi satu. Rotating biological
Contactors.
contactors.
Yes, penyentuh biologi berputar. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, first person.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Amiruddin Banuzi. My registration number is 10DKA4B Okay. Now I want to present about my map about water supply and wastewater management. The first one is the process of water treatment system, which is physical process: water intake, aeration, cogeneration, sedimentation, chemical mixing, coagulation and filtration, air flotation, filtration. Second, chemical process: filtrant and ammonia removal, water softening, pH adjustment, disinfection. Okay. Second, water treatment and location factor. And second, design basic environment factor. And in the MyMac, understanding water quality standard to ensure supply water are frequently clear and fully. To ensure supply water and examine wishing time eternal to locate a possible contamination in plant. Okay. Next, we go to the water distribution system. Okay, and it's about the type of distribution system. The first one is gravity system. Second one is second pump system, and the last one is combined gravity and pump system. Next, type of water distribution system: deep end system, mid system, system, and radial system. Next, about selection of piping material, pressure of wood, and test trench durability, workability at site, cost, capital, operation and maintenance, leakage possibility. Next component in distribution system: type of valve. First, stop valve, butterfly valve, stop valve, air release value, jet value, valley value, altitude value.
Bukan value, valve.
Valve, sorry.
Pelik pula saya dengar value.
Kurang saya nampak jauh ni kan. Altitude valve to wave flow, pressure reducing valve, relief valve, constant flow valve. Okay, and we go to the storage reservoir construction. The first one is about factor of material construction, lifespan of material and its advantage or unique, strength of material, location and surrounding condition. And the last one is resistant to external corrosion and abrasion. Second, material construction, reinforced concrete, pre-stressed concrete, galvanized steel, fiber, reinforced plastic, steel, fused with glass. Okay, next we go to the last. No. Okay, next we go to the type of sewerage system, semi-separate system, combined system. A function of significance of sewerage system, collect and disposal system to transport sewage to treatment plants. Sewage must be treated to control water pollution before it can be discharged to surface water. Okay, there are the type of sewer pipe, purified clay pipe, asbestos cement pipe, polyvinyl chloride pipe, and concrete sewer pipe, reinforced concrete pipe, and non-reinforced concrete sewer pipe.
Non-reinforced. Non-reinforced.
Reinforced.
Yes.
Reinforced pipe.
Okay.
Okay.
Kena biasa sebut. Kalau tak nanti segan pula saya.
Okay. Okay, next we go to the type of manhole. Shallow manhole, deep manhole, backdrop manhole with internal outlet pipe. Okay. Next, design the sewer system of cavity flow. Okay, the first one is preliminary study, zoning, sewage flow quantity, design period, sewer pipe layout and treatment location, sewage flow velocity, sewer diameter, depth of excavation and fill, joints, bedding. And the last one is about the parameter of sewer pipe, gravity flow, rounded shape, type of material, sewer size, sewage flow, land slope.
Okay, next
And
chapter.
the last one is about sewage treatment. Characteristic of sewage.
Sewage.
Physical characteristic of sewage. Chemical characteristic of sewage. Biological characteristic of sewage. Objective of wastewater treatment to avoid contamination, to manage wastewater effectively, to control infectious diseases. And that's one the aspects of wastewater as a part of main infrastructure. Okay, next, water treatment plant design criteria. Okay, and factors should be considered for physical plan, the process of wastewater treatment, the process of centralized wastewater treatment, and processing method for sludge, method of sludge processing, and disposal method for sludge, and the last one the individual wastewater unit. Okay, that's all for me.
Alright. Okay, terima kasih.
Sama.
Ada Angry Bird, ada itik, ada kumbang. Okay.
Okay, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nama saya Muhammad Adi bin Azhari. Nama pendaftaran 01 DKA4B dari kelas DKA4B. So hari ini saya akan buat presentation berkaitan dengan mind map yang saya telah buat. Okay, untuk topik 3 iaitu water treatment. So the process of water treatment system kita ada dua, iaitu physical process and chemical process. Untuk physical process kita ada water intake, screens, principle of coagulation, mixing and flow collection, sedimentation and filtration. Untuk chemical process pula, kita ada coagulation, softening, iron and manganese removal, disinfection and miscellaneous. Untuk seterusnya iaitu water quality standard. The standard of potable water quality according to World Health Organization (WHO) and Ministry of Health standard. So the last one is design criteria in the water treatment system, treatment plan layout and sub-factor, planning and environmental constraint factor and plan design factor. So next adalah topik 4 iaitu water distribution system. Untuk topik 4 ini kita ada 4 iaitu yang pertama adalah distribution system, piping material, component in distribution system dan non-revenue water. Untuk yang pertama iaitu distribution system, kita ada gravity system, pumping system and combination of gravity and pump system. Yang kedua adalah piping material. Yang pertama adalah selection of piping material, advantage and disadvantage of multiple pipe materials, selection of pipe size. Untuk component in distribution system, kita ada valve and storage reservoir. Yang untuk storage reservoir construction and main component in storage reservoir. So for the non-revenue water, we have leakage factors, leakage procedure measurements. Kita ada dua iaitu direct leakage and indirect leakage, method to control leakage, method to detect leakage and piping design with Eisenhower formula.
Okay.
Next adalah topik 5 iaitu Sewerage System. So the first one is function and significance of a sewage system. Type of sewage pipe, itu kita ada separate system, semi-separated system and combined system. Seterusnya adalah selection criteria of sewage material. Types of manhole in sewage system, we have shallow manholes and deep manholes, and infiltration in sewer pipe. So next, design the sewage system of rounded shape gravity flow, procedure of designing sewage pipe and the parameters sewer pipe gravity and flow rounded shape. Okay, kemudian kita ke topik 6 iaitu sewage treatment. Pertama kita ada characteristic of sewage. Yang ada 3 iaitu physical, chemical and biological. For the design criteria for treatment plan, design criteria for domestic sewage treatment plan, the principle of preliminary and primary wastewater treatment. Biological sewage treatment process kita ada 4 iaitu trickling filters, oxidation ponds, activated slush, rotation biological contactor. So next, effluent and slush disposal method of effluent discharge, slush categories, slush treatment, slush disposal methods and individual treatment. Okay. Itu je daripada saya. Terima kasih.
Ada. Boleh. 2728.
Assalamualaikum, nama saya Naramudin Syafiq bin Asmadi dan nombor majlis saya 01 DKA4B DCC40152. Saya akan membacakan nota daripada chapter 3 hingga chapter 6. Ini adalah chapter 3 mana
minta apa awak apa nama saya nak sebut apa benda tadi. Besarkan. Ya.
Ini adalah chapter 3 di mana mempunyai 3 tajuk utama iaitu the process of water treatment system yang mempunyai physical process dan chemical process. Seterusnya water quality standard mempunyai tajuk kecil iaitu the standard for potable water quality according to World Health Organization and Ministry of Health standard, dan the chlorine residue for water supply. Tajuk seterusnya adalah design criteria in the water treatment system. Tajuk ketiga ialah treatment plan layer and site factor dan basic criteria for design water treatment plant components.
Alright.
Seterusnya,
Apa simple sangat? Buka balik bab 3 tadi. Bab 3 tadi. Okey. Sedap mata mandang, tapi itulah macam ada yang tak cukup perisa. Tak apa. Boleh.
Sebenarnya topik 4 iaitu water distribution system mempunyai 4 tajuk utama iaitu distribution system, tajuk kecil pula iaitu gravity system, pumping system dan combination of gravity and pump system. Seterusnya iaitu piping material, di mana mempunyai selection of piping material, advantage and disadvantage of multiple pipe material dan selection of pipe size. Seterusnya ialah component in distribution system yang mempunyai wave dan storage reservoir.
Reservoir. Macam mana nak kerja Singapore?
Seterusnya ialah non-revenue water, iaitu leakage factor, leakage procedure measurement, method to control leakage, method to detect leakage dan piping design with Hazen-Williams formula.
Okay.
Sebenarnya ialah topik 5, iaitu sewage system.
Lawa anjir. Bagus. Photostat, ambil gambar. Tak apa. Saya kalau boleh nak tengok juga macam mana korang nak cramkan gambar-gambar tu ke dalam satu kertas A3. Okay, good. Good attempt.
Tapi ini mempunyai 2 tajuk utama, iaitu the important topics related to waste system dan design the sewer system of rounded shape gravity flow. Topik yang pertama ialah mempunyai beberapa tajuk kecil, iaitu function and significance of sewage system, types of sewer pipe, selection criteria of sewer materials, the types of manhole in sewage system, infiltration in sewer pipe, dan the reason of corrosion in sewer pipe. Tajuk kecil yang kedua ialah procedure of designing sewage pipe dan the parameter of sewer pipe gravity flow round shape. Seterusnya,
ke mana tu? Topik sik. Betul masuk topik sik dah, boleh, tak apa.
Masuk topik sik?
Boleh.
Seterusnya ialah sewage treatment, mempunyai 3 tajuk utama, iaitu characteristic of sewage.
Topik sik tak keluar lagi.
Nampak cik kan?
Okay.
Ini chapter 6, iaitu sewage treatment, mempunyai 3 tajuk utama, iaitu characteristic of sewage, design criteria for treatment plan, dan effluent and sludge disposal method. Tajuk kecil bagi criteria of sewage ialah physical characteristic, chemical characteristic dan biological characteristic. Tajuk kecil bagi design criteria for treatment plan iaitu design criteria for domestic sewage treatment plan, the principle for preliminary and primary wastewater treatment, the biological sewage treatment process, dan the effect of poor biological treatment on the environment. Tajuk kecil bagi effluent and sludge disposal method iaitu method of effluent sludge, sludge categories, sludge treatment, sludge disposal method and individual treatment.
Okay. Yang tepi tu?
Yes, Assalamualaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Saya Muhammad Naim bin Muhammad Rasul from DKA4B.
Okay.
This is a chapter 3. I want to discuss about process, physical process, chemical process, and there are some subtopic like and then
Full screen kan?
full screen. Full screen mana di sini?
Pandai pun. Okay.
Hello and good morning. My name is Manhole. I'm from DKA4B. Now I want to talk about process, physical process and chemical process. There are some subtopic in the physical process. Water intake, filtration, and others. And we learn about the chemical process. In the chapter 3, I learned more about the chemical process. And then for next topic 4, in this chapter we can learn about water distribution system.
Okay.
I have learned component, material, factor, system, and others lah. So next topic the sewage treatment. Sewage treatment, I got more things in this chapter. Firstly, about the chemical characteristic, physical characteristic, and biological. What is a biological in the sewage? For in the last topic I have learned is sewage system. There are five points. First, the functional types, criteria types, and infiltration. So the type small is like a combined system, semi-spread, criteria of VCP. We have concrete reinforcement and others. And then I learned type of manhole. 3 point in the manhole, yaitu shallow, deep, and backdrop manhole. Dah, betul.
Okay.
Saya nak balik.
Okay, Muhammad Fakhrul Anzar. Okay, terima kasih Muhammad Naim. Muhammad Naim. Yalah, Muhammad Khairul Naim. Nah, tulisan je lah macam mana pun.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. Nama saya Nazam Tusin dengan nombor pendaftaran 01 DKA4B DCC40152. So first kita nak pada chapter 3 iaitu water treatment. Water treatment terbahagi pada 3 subtopik iaitu the process of water treatment. The first process, proses pertama ialah physical process. Dalam physical process ada 8 iaitu water intake, aeration, chlorination, sedimentation, chemical mixing, coagulation and flotation, dissolved air flotation and filtration. Proses kedua ialah chemical process iaitu ferrum and mangle removal, water softening, disinfection dan pH adjustment. Subtopik kedua ialah understand water quality standard, iaitu standard by WHO 1971 guideline for drinking water. Lepas tu significance of chlorine residue test and bacteria test for drinking water. Subtopik ketiga ialah water treatment plant. Dalam ni ada plant location factor, design basis dan environment factor. Topik seterusnya ialah chapter 4 iaitu water distribution system. Okay, so dalam water distribution system ada 3 types of system iaitu gravity system, pump system dan combine of gravity and pump system. Kemudian ada piping material. Dalam piping material ada selection factor, advance and disadvantages of multiple pipe material, dan types of water distribution system ada 4. Dead end system, grid system, ring system dan radial system. Kemudian ada selection of pipe size. Kemudian yang ketiga ialah components in distribution system. Ada valve dan storage reservoirs. Okay, untuk valve ada 11 jenis valve, dan untuk storage reservoirs ia ada selection factor of material construction dan main component in reservoirs. Kemudian ialah non-revenue water. Yang pertama ialah leakage factor, leakage procedure, method to control leakage. Ada method to control leakage, dan kemudian method to detect leakage, dan yang terakhir ialah piping design with Hazen-Williams formula. Chapter seterusnya, chapter 5, Sewerage System. Dalam chapter ni ada kita tahu tentang function and significance of sewerage system. Sewage system ada 3 iaitu collection, treatment and disposal. Ada 3 jenis sewer iaitu separated sewer, semi-separated sewer dan combined system. Kemudian the selection of sewer material. Lepas tu the types of sewer pipe iaitu vitrified clay pipe, asbestos cement, polyvinyl chloride PVC pipe, concrete sewer pipe, reinforced concrete pipe dan non-reinforced concrete sewer pipe. Seterusnya ialah types of manhole. Ada 4 jenis manhole iaitu shallow manhole, deep manhole, backdrop manhole dan use of backdrop manhole. Kemudian infiltration and corrosion in sewer. Kemudian ada design the sewer system of rounded shape gravity flow, procedure of designing sewage pipe. Ada 10 procedure dia. Kemudian the parameter of sewer pipe gravity, flow, rounded shape. Ada 4 iaitu types of material, sewer size, sewage flow dan land slope. Seterusnya chapter terakhir iaitu chapter 6. Dalam chapter 6 iaitu sewage treatment. Ada objective of water treatment. Ada 4 objective of water treatment. Kemudian ada 3 karakteristik iaitu physical, chemical dan biological. Kemudian DOE requirement related with sewage and wastewater. Kemudian ada table of parameter limits of effluence standard A and B. Kemudian water treatment plant design criteria. Factors should be considered. Ada 2 factor. Kemudian ada process of water treatment. Ada 4, pre-treatment, primary treatment, secondary treatment and tertiary treatment. Seterusnya trickling filters, activated sludge, aerated lagoons, stabilization ponds dan rotation biological contactor RBC. Kemudian ada processing method for sludge. Lepas tu Y sludge processing. Kemudian disposal method for sludge ada 4. The last one is the individual wastewater treatment unit ada 4, septic tank, imhoff tank dan super septic system. Terima kasih.
Okey. Okey, terima kasih Hazimah. Okey, Muhammad Irfan boleh mula.
Assalamualaikum and good morning to my beloved lecturer, Cik Wan, and my fellow classmates. My name is Muhammad Irfan bin Idris. My registration number is 01DKA20F1038, and I'm from class DKA4B. So today I'm going to represent about the mind mapping, chapter 3 to 6 under the course code DCC40152. Water supply and wastewater engineering. So I will go to the first chapter, that is chapter 3, water treatment. The process of water treatment system. There is two process of this water treatment, that is physical process and chemical process. Under the physical process, it is water intake, aeration, sedimentation, coagulation and flocculation, dissolved air flotation and filtration. Then under the chemical process, it is the chlorination or disinfection, ferrum and mangan removal, water softening and pH adjustment. So the next one is water quality standard. The standard for potable water quality according to World Health Organization and Ministry of Health standard. Then the chlorine residue for water supply. Next, design criteria in the water treatment system. There is two things. There is treatment plan, layout and site factor. The first one is planning and environmental constraint factor. The next one is plan design, site factor. And the last one is environmental factor. The second one is the basic criteria for design water treatment plan components, that is flocculation tank, sedimentation tank and filtration tank.
Okay, next.
Then there is process of water treatment system. The first one is water intake. Under this water intake, there is two things, that is coarse screening and fine screening. Then it is aeration, spray aerator, gravity aerator, diffuser, mechanical aerator and chemical mixing.
Okay, fine. Move next chapter. Chapter 4. Chapter 4.
Okay.
Yes.
For the chapter 4, distribution. For the chapter 4, water distribution system. So distribution system. It conclude the gravity system, pumping system, combination of gravity and pump system. The second one is piping material. There is the selection of piping material, advantages and disadvantages of multiple pipe material, and selection of pipe size. The third one is component in distribution system. There is two components, that is valve and storage reservoir. The fourth one is non-revenue water. There is leakage factors, leakage procedure measurements. There is two things under this leakage procedure measurements, that is direct and indirect. Then the methods to control leakage, methods to detect leakage piping design with Hazen-Williams formula.
Okay.
So there are three types of water distribution system, that is dead end system, grid system and the ring system. So we go to the non-revenue water. The methods of reducing non-revenue water, that is control system to reduce pressure at the very beginning of distribution. The second one is new and comprehensive water distribution system. The third one is specific department for non-revenue water related problem solving. And the last one is strict punishment for illegal connection and water leaching. And the last one, I will go to the source of non-return water. There is 7 things. There is distribution pipe, delivery pipe, reservoir, illegal usage and squatters, firefighting, operational usage, consumption of water authority, and meter under registration, MUR. So I will go to the next topic, that is topic 5, sewage system. So for the sewage system, the important topics related to sewage system is function and significance of sewage system, type of sewer pipe, selection criteria of sewer materials, the types of manholes in sewage system, infiltration in sewer pipe, the reason of corrosion in sewer pipe. The next one, design the sewer system of rounded shape gravity flow. There are two things. There is procedure of designing sewage pipe and the parameters of sewage pipe gravity flow rounded shape. So there is three things for the sewage treatment. The first is collection, the second is treatment, and the third one is disposal. So there is the three types of sewer. There is separated system, semi-separated system, and combined system. There are two types of manholes. There is the first one is shallow manholes and the deep manholes. Then I will go to the type of sewer pipe. There is 6 things under it. There is vitrified clay pipe, asbestos cement pipe, polyvinyl chloride, PVC pipe, and non-reinforced concrete sewer pipe, reinforced concrete pipe, and the concrete sewer pipe. Then we'll go to the procedure of designing sewage pipe.
No need. Next chapter.
Next one.
Yes, next chapter. Okay.
Okay. So for this chapter, it is sewage. Chapter 6. That is sewage treatment. The first one is objective of wastewater treatment. To avoid contamination, to manage wastewater effectively, to control infection, diseases, and the aspect of water waste as a part of main infrastructure. So there is 3 characteristics for the for the sewage treatment. There is physical, chemical, and biological. So I will go to the process of water treatment. There are 4 things: pre-treatment, primary treatment, secondary treatment, and tertiary treatment. So the next one, the process of centralized wastewater treatment. The first one is pre-treatment. The second one is activated sludge. The third one is aerated lagoons. The next one is stabilization ponds, and the last one is rotating biological contractor. There are 3 methods of sludge processing. There is thickening, stabilization, and conditioning. And there are 3 individual wastewater treatment unit. There is septic tank, imhoff tank, and super septic system. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Irfan.
That's it. Tuan.
A good speech, a good presentation. English all the time. Very good. Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and my name is Muhammad Imam bin Amir Rizal, and my registration number is DKA4B and I want to present about the topics under the subject of water supply and wastewater engineering. So there are 4 types of topic under this subject. The first topic is topic 3, which is water treatment. And in water treatment, they have the process of the wastewater system, and they have 2 types of process, which are the physical process and chemical process. And the physical process is such as water intake, aeration, chlorination, sedimentation, chemical mixing, coagulation, flocculation, dissolve and flotation, and filtration. And the chemical process such as ferro and manganese removal, disinfection, water softening, and pH adjustment. And next we go to the understand water quality standard, and issue the water table for the standard ISO 1971, which is the guideline for the drinking water, and the significance of chlorine residue test and material test for drinking water. And next we go to the water treatment plans. In this subtopic, they have plan, location factor, design basis, environmental factors, and accessibility to plan. And next we go to the topic 4. Next. the topic 4, which is water distribution system. And this topic is just about the distribution system. There are three types, which are the gravity system, the pump system, and combined gravity and pump system. And next is we go to the piping material. It shows about the selection factors and the materials for the piping material, and it shows about the advantage and disadvantage. And next we go to the components in distribution system, and it shows about the valve and the storage receiver. The valve has 11 types, and the storage receivers and 2 types, which are the balancing tank and service tank. And next we go to the non-revenue water. In non-revenue water, it's just about the source of the non-revenue water, and next is the leaking factors and leaking projected measurements, and the methods of control leakage, method of detect leakage, and the piping design with Williams formulas. And next we go to the next topic. And the topic 5 is sewerage system, and this topic shows about the function and significance of sewerage system, and that's about these types of sewer, the 3 types of sewer system, which is the separate system, the semi-separate system, and the combined system. And next we go to the types of sewer pipes. Sewer pipes has vitrified clay pipes, asbestos cement pipes, reinforced concrete pipes, concrete sewer pipes, non-reinforced concrete sewer pipes, and polyvinyl coding, or we call PVC pipes. And next is about the selection criteria of sewer materials, and below to the slide it shows about the picture of the manhole, and up there is about the types of manhole, like shallow manhole, deep manhole, backdrop manhole, and backdrop manhole with internal outlet pipes. And up there is about the design of the sewer system of rounded shaped gravity flow, and at the middle is about the parameters of sewer pipe gravity flow rounded shapes. Therefore, types of materials, sewer size, sewage flow, and length slope. And lastly is the topic 6.
Okay, topic 6.
It's about the sewage treatment. There are 3 types of characteristic, which is physical characteristic, chemicals, and biological. And next is about the DOE requirement related with sewage and wastewater. And in below it shows about the parameter for the standard A and B. And at the below from the left side, it shows about the water treatment plan design criteria. And next is about the factors should be considered for the physical plan. And under is about the process of centralized wastewater treatment. There are 4 types, which are pre-treatment, primary treatment, secondary treatment, and tertiary treatment. And this is about the pre-treatment. To show the diagram below. And this is about the trickling filters, the activate sludge, the aerator lagoons, the stabilization ponds or oxidation ponds, and rotating biological contactors. And this is about the processing method for sludge, and it shows about the definition and why we use the processing method and the method of sludge processing. There are 5 types, which are thickening, stabilization, composing, conditioning, and dewatering. And last is about the individual wastewater treatment unit. There are 3 types, which are the septic tank, the in-house tank, and super septic system. That's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, terima kasih Muhammad Aiman. Okay, very good English speaking.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. Selamat pagi kepada Cik Wan. Today I want to present about DCC 40152, water supply and the wastewater engineering. My name is Muhammad Nufalim bin Azmi. My registration number is 10 DKA4B 1043. My lecturer name is Cik Wan Muhammad Faizal, and I'm from the DKA4B. Okay. First subtopic is water treatment, and We have a physical process. In a physical process, we have water intake, aeration, chlorination, sedimentation, chemical mixing, coagulation and flocculation, dissolver air flotation, and filtration. Next, we have a chemical process. First is ferrum and Morgan formula, water softening, dispersion, and pH adjustment. And next is water treatment plan. First, we have a plan location factor, 2 design basic, 3 environment factor, and last topic is the understand water quality standard. Next slide. Okay, next subtopic is water distribution system. And we have a distribution system, and we have a small topic is a gravity system, pump system, deck and the system, combined gravity and pump system, and grip system, and rim system. And we have a piping material. We have a cast iron, ductile iron, asbestos cement, steel, and HDPE, high density polyethylene. Sorry kalau ada segak.
Tak apa, saya rindu dengar suara tu. Tak apa, saya rindu.
Anak buah saya.
Tak apa. Rindu sangat.
Okay,
happening betul. Okay, tambah.
Next is non-revenue water. And next we have a method to the detect leakage. Leakage. First is a visual inspection, sounding, leak noise conductor, pressure gas, piping design with the Hazard-Williams formula. Next topic is Sewerage.
Sewerage. Tajuk pun benda awak tulis ni. Ya Allah. Tajuk salah tu.
Sewerage.
Sewer. Cuba je sewer. Sewer. SEWE. Tak apa. Teruskan.
Sewage system. We have a function and a sign Stevens and Sewage system. We have 1 collection, 2 treatment and disposal.
Okay.
And next is a type of the sewer. We have a Sewerage system. Number 2 is a semi-sewerage system. And number 3 is a combined system. Next is a type of the sewage pipe. We have a vitreated clay pipe, asbestos cement AC pipe, polyethylene chloride PVC pipe, concrete sewer pipe, and reinforced concrete RC pipe. And last one is a non-reinforced concrete sewer pipe. Next is a procedure of the designing sewer pipe. And we have the parameter of the sewer pipe, gravity flow, Reynolds shock. We have a type, material, sewer size, sewage flow and land slope. And next is a type of the manhole. We have a shallow manhole, deep manhole, and backdrop manhole. And last one is a backdrop manhole with an internal outlet pipe. The last one is infiltration and corrosion in sewer. We have infiltration and corrosion. Last topic today is sewage treated. And first is objective of the wastewater treatment. Second, we have a characteristic of the sewage. We have a physical characteristic of sewage, chemical characteristic of sewage, and
Sewage.
sewage.
Bukan sewage. Sewing pula nama bunyi tu. Sewage. Tak apa, teruskan.
Astaghfirullahaladzim. Next is biological characteristic of the sewage. Okay, sure. Next is DOE, requirement related with the sewage and wastewater. Next is a water treatment plant, design the criteria. Next is a factor should be the considered for the physical plant and the process of the wastewater treatment. Next is we have the process of the centralized wastewater treatment and processing method for the Silverage. We have a wide Silverage processing and method of the Silverage processing
Slush
processing and disposal method for the slush. And last one is the individual wastewater unit. We have a septic tank, in-half tank, and super septic system. And that's all for today. Sorry.
Okay, sewage
kalau ada ganggu.
Tajuk nombor 6 tu sewage treatment. Okay. TREATMENT. Okay, terima kasih.
Sorry Cik Wan.
Tak apa. Boleh.
Ada gangguan sikit.
Tak apa. Normal. Okay. Terima kasih Muhammad Nur Fadlin.
Sama-sama Cik Wan.
Okay, next kita ada tak apa, tak payah intro. Terus pada bab 3. Terus masuk bab 3.
Ya, ni saya akan mentang tentang chapter 3, 4, 5 dan 6 dalam water supply and wastewater engineering.
Okay, awak pakai A3 ke?
A3 tuan.
Kenapa nampak landscape ni? Kenapa nampak portrait? Saya minta awak buat landscape ni.
Tak, saya expand picture tu dia jadi macam ni.
Kalau expand tak logik macam ni. Saya minta awak buat lain ya. Awak punya ambil gambar ni berbagi elok-elok lah. Nampak tak lantai tu. Tak elok lah. Ni tak betul ni. Format tak betul. Saya nak A3. Design pun nanti dalam PowerPoint tu nanti A3. Tengok topik 4. Ni bukan A3. A3 ke?
Kertas pun A3, yang saiz PowerPoint pun A3.
Apa nampak pelik kau punya kertas ni. Nanti gambar-gambar ni nanti bagi file kat saya lah. Bagi file topik 5. Tak ikut proportion lah kertas ni. Tak ikut proportion. Start dengan topik 3 lah. Slide pertama.
Alright, sorry tuan. This water treatment has two processes. Firstly is the physical process and chemical process. Physical process has 8 processes, which is water intake, aeration, chlorination, sedimentation, chemical mixing, coagulation, dissolve for flotation and filtration. In chemical,
Buka cam lupa disebut tadi.
In chemical process, there is 4 processes. Firstly is the furum and organ removal, water softening, despigmentation, and pH adjustment. In this chemical process, for the despigmentation, we also need to know the advantages of UV. And this water treatment, we also need to know the water quality standard. So to test the water quality, there's 2 testers. Firstly is the chlorine test and bacterial test. And we also need to know the water treatment plant. Okay, next slide. Next is the water distribution system. Distribution system has 4 systems. Firstly, gravity system, pumping system, and combined system. So up there, I have stated the advantages and disadvantages for each system. Next, we have the water distribution system. So water distribution system has 4 systems, which is dead end system, a ring system, brick system, and radial system. In this water distribution system, we also need to know the piping material, the storage reservoirs, non-revenue water, and components in distribution system. Next slide. Topic 5 is about the sewerage system. So this sewerage system is to protect public health and prevent diseases. So this sewerage system has 3 systems. Firstly is the separated system, semi-separated system, and combined system. So up there I've stated advantages and disadvantages for each system. This topic, we also need to know the selection criteria for sewage material, and I also stated the material for sewerage system. So this sewerage system has 2 types of manhole. Firstly, the shallow manhole and deep manhole. Moreover, we also need to know the procedure designing sewerage and the parameters for sewerage type, sewerage pipe. So next topic. So next is the topic 6, which is about the sewage treatment. So this sewage treatment is divided into 3 characteristics. Firstly is the chemical characteristic, physical characteristic, and the biological characteristic. This topic is, we also need to know the plant design criteria, the processing method of sludge. We also need to know the method. And for this sewage treatment, there's 3 laboratory tests for water, for wastewater, which is the biological test, demand test, the chemical oxygen demand test, also the total suspended solid test. We also need to know the industrial water treatment plant. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Make sure your PowerPoint and your design PowerPoint tu must be in A3 ya.
Assalamualaikum dan selamat pagi. Saya Anis Farafalina binti Muhammad. Nombor pendaftaran 01 DKA4B DCC40152.
Tak apa, teruskan dengan bab 3.
Okay. First topic iaitu topic 3, water treatment. The process of water treatment, which is physical process and chemical process. Yang pertama, physical process iaitu aeration, filtration, sedimentation, chemical mixing, dissolved air flotation, flocculation, coagulation, and water intake. Yang kedua, chemical process iaitu ferrum, water softening, pH adjustment, and disinfection. Next subtopic is about water treatment plan. It is environment factor, plan location factor, and design. Plan location factor and design basis. Last subtopic under this chapter is significance of chlorine test and bacteria test for drinking water. Next is topic 4, water distribution system.
there are three main types of distribution system, which are gravity system, pump system, and combined gravity and pump system. Another four example of distribution system are in N system, grid system, ring system, and radial system. The next one is the example about piping material, which include selection factor and selection of pipe size. Component in distribution system are well and storage reservoir. Last subtopic in this chapter is non-renew water, NRW, which are definition, why we have to deal and method to reduce NRW. And so next chapter is chapter 5, sewerage system. There are three types of sewer, which are separate system, semi-separate system, and combined system. There are explanation of selection criteria of sewer material. Next, there are six type of sewer pipe, and type of manhole are shallow manhole and deep manhole. There are explanation and definition and infiltration and corrosion. Next, the procedure, there are 10 procedure, design sewer pipe, and lastly calculation in this topic. The last topic, which is topic 6, sewage treatment. First, the characteristic of sewage are physical, chemical, and biological. And its part of them have explanation and example. And the next one is laboratory test for wastewater treatment. There are three, which is biological oxygen damage test, BOD, chemical oxygen damage test,
Demand. Damage tu benda pula damage.
Demand, COD, and lastly total suspended solid test, TSS.
Okay.
There are two factor physical plan. It is treatment plan, layout, and conduit. Next, for process of wastewater treatment. First, pre-treatment, primary treatment, secondary treatment, and tertiary treatment. Lastly, three individual wastewater treatment. First, septic tank, in-hole tank, and super septic system. In-hole tank and super septic system. That's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Kashfafi bin Adri from DKA4B with registration number 01DKA20F1046. And my lecturer name is Encik Wan Ahmad Faisal, and today I will present for water supply and wastewater engineering from topic 3 to topic 6. The first one is water treatment, water supply and wastewater management. So it consists two process. The first one is physical process, which is contain water intake, aeration, chlorination, sedimentation, chemical mixing, coagulation and flocculation, dissolved air flotation, and filtration. And the second one, chemical process, consists ferrum and mangan removal, water softening, pH adjustment, chlorination, and disinfection. And it also consists the water intake. The first one is coarse screening, trash rack or bow screen, and then fine screening, and after that groove removal or micro strainer. And we move to topic 4, water distribution system. It consists 4 subtopic, and the first one is distribution system. The first one is gravity system, and second one is pump system, and the last
one is combined gravity and pump system. And for piping material, it have a few selection factors. The first one is strength, and then durability, after that cost, and then leakage possibility. After that, pressure of work and test and workability at site. After that, we have advantage and disadvantage of multiple part material. For cast iron, ductile iron, asbestos cement, steel, and HDPE. And after that, we have component in distribution system such as valve and storage reservoir. And then lastly is non-revenue water. Non-revenue water, the definition of non-revenue water is water that has been produced and is lost before it reach the customer. Leakage procedure measurement. The first one is indirect leakage measurement and direct leakage measurement. It has 4 methods to control the leakage. The first one is pressure control. The second one is passive control. The third one is listening, and the last one is wastewater and combined metering. And we move to topic 5, sewerage system.
Apasal awak punya gambar tak gerak Hehehe.
Tak gerak? Betul kan? Gerak?
Tak gerak Okay, dah. Dah, awak punya gambar tu, DP tu.
Oh. Tak padang. Sekarang kita, now we are at topic 5, sewerage system. The first one is function and significance. The function is the collection and disposal system to transport sewage. Why? It is to protect the public health and prevent disease. Sewage must be treated to control water pollution before it can be discharged to surface waters. Sewage system has 3 steps. The first one is collection, the second one is treatment, and the third one is disposal. It also have 3 types of sewer. The first one is separated system, the second one is semi-separated system, and the third one is combined system. Okay, after that we go to the types of sewer pipe. It have 6 types of sewer pipe. The first one is vitrified clay type, and then asbestos cement AC pipe, polyvinyl chloride PVC pipe, concrete sewer pipe, reinforced concrete RC pipe, and non-reinforced concrete sewer pipe. And then we go to the types of manhole: shallow manholes, deep manholes, backdrop manholes, backdrop manhole with internal. And then we go to procedure and designing sewage pipe. It consists 10 of the procedure. And then the last one is the parameters of sewer pipe: gravity flow, rounded shape. The first one is types of material, the second is sewer size, the third one is sewage flow, and the last one is land slope. So that we go to the topic 6, sewage treatment. It consists a lot of subtopic. So the first one, we go to the objective of the water treatment. And then we go to the physical characteristics at sewage. It has 4 physical characteristics. The first one is suspended solids, and then turbidity, after that odor and taste, and lastly is temperature. And then we go to the chemical characteristic of sewage. It consists 5 chemical characteristics. The first one is toxic material, oxygen demand compound, insoluble suspended solid, inorganic, and organic. And then we go to the biological characteristic of sewage. The first one is bacteria, and then virus, after that protozoa, and then fungi and algae. And then we go to the water treatment plant and design criteria. And it also have the factors that should be considered to do the water treatment plant design criteria. The factors that we should consider is the treatment plant layout, and then conduit or vessel. And then we go to the process of wastewater treatment. The first one is pre-treatment, and then primary treatment. After that, secondary treatment, and the last one is tertiary treatment. The next subtopic is
secondary treatment tu tak ada ni ke? Tak ada secondary treatment. Tak ada tulis apa-apa, sikit je.
Tak ada, tak muat ke?
Tak apa. Boleh teruskan.
After that, we go to the process of centralized wastewater treatment. The first one is trickling filters. After that, activated sludge, and then aerated lagoons. After that, stabilization ponds or oxidation pond, and then rotating biological contractor (RBC). Contactor.
Apa pula kontraknya? Tak ada kontrak pun, contact je.
Okay, tak. And then we go to the methods of sludge processing. It consists 5 methods of sludge processing. The first one is thickening, and then stabilization. After that, composting, and then conditioning and dewatering. And then we go to the individual wastewater treatment unit. The first one is septic tank, and then Imhoff tank, and then super septic system. That is all from me. Thank you.
Sedapnya. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Hilang terus kan? Oh, lagi.
Ada.
Okay. Okay, boleh.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Nurdiana binti Razak. The meeting number is 1047. So I proceed with topic 3. For topic 3 is water treatment. For this topic, there is 3 subtopic. First is process water treatment system. And there are 2 processes involved. First is physical process. Second is chemical process. And then there is an advantage of UV. And there is understand water quality standard, which is significant of chlorine residue test and bacterial test for drinking water. And then there is a water treatment plan. There is 3, which is plan, location, water factors, and design basic and environmental factoring. So we move to topic 4. For topic 4, there is a distribution system. There are 3, which is gravity system, pump system, and combined gravity and pump system. And then there is a piping material, which is selection factor and selection of pipe size, and there is advantage and disadvantage. And then there is a type of water distribution system, which is dead end system, mid system, ring system, and radial system. And there is also non-revenue wastewater, which is water that has been produced and is lost before it reaches the customers. There is a method of reducing NRW, and there is a leakage factors, which is pressure, ground movement, rusting in pipe from electrolysis, and soil condition, and traffic load, material and water, and pipe lifespan.
Leakage.
And then leakage procedure measurement, there is 2, which is direct leakage measurement and indirect leakage measurement. And then we move to topic 5, which is sewerage system. There is a function and significance of sewerage, which is to collection and disposal system to transport the sewage to treatment plant. I don't know.
Tak apa, biar.
This is to protect public health and prevent diseases. And there is a 3 type of sewer, which is separate system, semi-separate system, and combined system. There are 5 basic requirements of sewage selection, which is availability of complete range of components and achieving the specified design life, and specified design life to give a base for innovation and the design life generally, and then specified level of maintenance. Then there is a 6 type of sewer material and 2 type of manifolds, which is shallow manifolds and deep manifolds.
Shallow.
Then
Shallow.
There is a shallow manifold.
Ah.
And then design of round-shaped gravity flow. There is a procedure of designing sewage pipe, and there is parameter of sewer pipe gravity flow route shape. And last topic is topic 6.
Oh, okay. Ketat ni awak punya space. Okay, tak apa. Teruskan.
There is 3 characteristics, which is chemical and physical and biological. There are 5 under chemical and 4 under physical and 5 under biological. And there is a DOE requirement from 1970 until 1975. And then there is a laboratory test for wastewater, which is biological oxygen test, chemical oxygen test, and total suspended solid test. And then there is a test of sewage treatment and design criteria. And then there is a 2 type of physical construction, which is treatment and layout and conduit. And there is a process of centralized wastewater treatment, which is pre-treatment, preliminary treatment, secondary treatment, and tertiary treatment.
Makin slow je. Hai, makin slow je.
Apa tu?
Makin perlahan je ni.
And there is disposal method for sludge, which is dumping in landfill and spreading on land to grow, and then composting and incineration. And the last one is the individual wastewater treatment unit. There are 3, which is septic tank, in-house tank, and super septic system. And that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Pelik pula dia. Okay, alright. Terima kasih Siti Nodiana. Next kita pergi pada Nur Syaimah.
Saya tuan.
Ya. 17 18. Okey, 18. Right. Tak buka ni.
Sekejap. Nampak tak?
Belum nampak lagi. Okey. Jap. Alah, kecil mata saya ni. Boleh. Okey, teruskan.
Ya, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nama saya Nur Syaimah Muhammad Syafudin.
Buka cam Ya, buka cam.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nama saya Nur Syaimah Muhammad Syafudin. Nama pendaftaran 01 DKA4B DC40152. Okay, kita akan dengan topik 3, iaitu water treatment. So dalam water treatment ni kita akan jumpa proses water treatment system. Kita ada 2 proses, iaitu physical process dengan chemical process. So dalam physical process ni ada water intake, aeration, chlorination, sedimentation, chemical mixing, coagulation and flocculation, ada reserve air flotation, dan yang terakhir adalah filtration. And then kita ada chemical process. So dalam chemical process ni ada ferrum and mangan removal, ada water softening, ada disinfection dan pH adjustment. Seterusnya kita akan pergi kepada signification of fluoride residue test and bacteria test for drinking water. It is to ensure supplied water are adequately clear and fully chlorinated. Sebenarnya to ensure supplied water are examined within time interval dan to locate or identify the possible contamination in tank and during distribution. Seterusnya kita ada plan location factor, dan design basis, seterusnya environment factor, dan yang terakhir ada chlorine test dan bacteria test. Dalam chlorine test ni, kaedah yang digunakan pengklorinan titik selar. Tujuan dia untuk mendapatkan bacaan klorin bebas dan klorin bergabung dari sampel sumber air. Untuk bakteria test pula, kaedah dia penentuan bakteria. Tujuan dia untuk menilai kuantiti air yang mendapat banyak parameter mikrobiologi dari bakteria, virus, protozoa, alga dan fungi. Okay, seterusnya topik 4 iaitu water distribution system. So dalam water distribution system ni kita akan jumpa distribution system, ada gravity system, pumping system, ada combination of pump and gravity system. Seterusnya kita jumpa piping material, ada selection of piping material, advantages and disadvantages of melting pipe material. So dia punya biomaterial selection factor tu ada pressure of work and test, ada strength, tengok durability, workability aside, ada leakage possibility. And then seterusnya 3 kita akan jumpa component in distribution system, ada valve, ada storage reservoirs, construction, main component in storage reservoirs. Dan sebenarnya kita akan jumpa non-revenue water. Dalam non-revenue water ni ada leakage factor, leakage procedure measurement, ada direct leakage dan indirect leakage, then method to control leakage, method to detect leakage, piping design with Hazen billing formula. So leakage factor ni ada pressure, ground movement, ada soil condition, traffic load. Untuk method to detect leakage pula ada visual inspection, ada leak noise conductor, ada sanding, ada tracer gas. Seterusnya topik 5 iaitu sewerage system. So dalam sewerage system ni kita akan jumpa the function and signification of sewerage system. Dalam sewerage system ada 3, ada collection, ada treatment, ada disposal. So type of sewer ada separate system, ada prettily separate system, ada combined system. Seterusnya the selection criteria of sewer materials, availability of complete range of component to suit the system design, is achieving the specific design life. And then seterusnya kita akan jumpa the type of sewer pipe. So dia punya type ada velvet clay pipe, ada asbestos, ada polyvinyl chloride, ada concrete sewer pipe, ada reinforced concrete. Then seterusnya type of manhole, ada shallow manhole, ada deep manhole, use of backdrop manhole, ada backdrop manhole with internal outlet pipe. Seterusnya corrosion. Sebenarnya adalah design the sewage system of rounded shape gravity flow. So procedure of designing sewage pipe ni ada preliminary study, ada ZODI, ada sewage flow quantity, design period, ada sewer pipe layout and treatment time location, ada sewage flow velocity, sewer diameter, depth of excavation and fill, ada joint, ada bedding. Dan yang terakhir adalah the percentage parameter of sewer pipe gravity flow rounded shape. Dalamnya ada type of material, ada sewer size, ada sewage flow, ada land slope. Seterusnya topik 6 iaitu sewage treatment. Dalam sewage treatment ni kita akan jumpa objective of wastewater treatment. So the punya objective is to avoid contamination, to manage wastewater effectively, to control infectious disease, to expect of the wastewater as a part of main infrastructure. And then physical characteristic of sewage, ada suspended solid, turbidity, odor and taste, ada temperature. Then chemical characteristic of sewage, ada toxic material, oxygen demand compound, ada insoluble suspended solid, ada inorganic and organic. Dalam inorganic ni ada pH, alkali, chloride, nitrogen, and then the last one is phosphorus. Dalam organic pula ada CO2, protein, carbohydrate. Selanjutnya adalah biological. Biological ada bakteria, ada virus, protozoa, fungus and algae. And then kita akan jumpa water treatment plant design criteria. So the process of centralized wastewater treatment. So dalam proses wastewater treatment ni ada pre-treatment, ada activate sludge, ada aerated lagoons, ada stabilization pond and oxidation pond. Seterusnya process method for sludge. Why sludge processing? It is to reduce potential from odor problem and potential from pathogen. And then method of sludge processing, ada conditioning, ada dewatering, thickening, stabilization, ada composting. Seterusnya disposal method for sludge. After sludge processing, mass treatment plant dispose their biosolid in one of flow waste. Dumping in landfill soil, spreading on land to grow crops, ada composting, ada incineration. And then factors should be considered for the physical plan. Is a treatment plan layout dengan conduit reserve. The process of wastewater treatment ada pre-treatment, primary treatment, secondary treatment, tertiary treatment. Dan yang terakhir adalah the individual wastewater treatment unit, ada septic tank, imhoff tank dan super septic system.
Okay, soalan saya, memang ada garis ke awak punya kertas ni? Awak yang buat?
Saya buat.
Okay, no problem. Okay, terima kasih.
Sama.
Terima kasih.
Saya mula Cik Wan.
Ya.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day to my lovely lecturer and my fellow friends. Today I will be presenting 4 topics that we have learned in this subject. So in chapter 3 we learn about water treatment. There are 3 subtopics in this chapter, which are the process of water treatment system, water quality standard, and lastly is design criteria in the water treatment system. There are 9 physical processes for water treatment, which are water intake, aeration, chlorination, sedimentation, chemical mixing, coagulation, flocculation, dissolved air flotation, and lastly is filtration. For chemical process, there are 4 processes, which are ferrum and mangan removal, water softening, disinfection, and pH adjustment. Next is water quality standard. There are 2 tests and calculation being done in this process. The test that will be done is chlorine and bacteria test. The last one is water treatment plant. There are 3 points, which are first plant location factors, next is design basis, and lastly is environmental factor. Next. Chapter 4 is about water distribution system. There are 3 types of distribution system, which are gravity system, pump system, and combined gravity and pump system. For water distribution system, there are 4 systems included, which are dead end system, grid system, ring system, and radial system. Next is piping material. There are 3 main points, which are selection factors, advantages and disadvantages of multiple pipe material, and selection of pipe size. Next, components in distribution system. There are 2 components, which are valve and storage reservoirs. The last one is about non-revenue water. In this subtopic, we have learned about the definition of NRW, why we have to deal with it, methods of reducing NRW, the source of non-return water, leakage factor, leakage procedure measurement, method to control leakage, methods to detect leakage, and piping design with Hazen-Williams formula.
Sophia.
Yeah.
Non-revenue water.
Non-revenue water.
next.
Okay.
We are now at chapter 5, Sewerage System. In this topic, we learn about function and significance, selection criteria of sewer material, the types of sewer pipe. There are 6 types, which are vitrified clay pipe, asbestos cement AC pipe, PVC pipe, concrete sewer pipe, reinforced concrete RC pipe, and lastly is non-reinforced concrete sewer pipe. Next is infiltration and corrosion in sewer, parameters of sewer pipe gravity flow rounded shape. Then procedure of designing sewage pipe, which are preliminary study, zoning, sewage flow quantity, design period, sewer pipe layout and treatment plant location, sewage flow velocity, sewer diameter, depth of excavation and fill, joints and bedding. Moreover, there are 3 types of manholes. First, shallow manholes, deep manholes, and backdrop manholes. For types of sewer, there are 3 types of it, which are first, separated system, second, semi-separate system, and thirdly, combined system. Next. The last chapter is about sewage treatment. The objective is to avoid contamination, manage wastewater effectively, and to control infection disease. Next is characteristic of sewage. There are 4 physical characteristics, which are suspended solids, turbidity, odor and taste, and temperature. For chemical, there are 5 characteristics, which are toxic material, oxygen demand compound, insoluble suspended solid, inorganic, and organic. Last one is biological. Biological also contain 5 characteristics, which are bacteria, virus, protozoa, fungi, and algae. Next is the process of centralized wastewater treatment. There are 6 processes, which are pre-treatment, trickling filters, activated sludge, aerated lagoons, stabilization ponds, and rotating biological contractor RBC. Also, we learn about the water treatment plant design criteria. Factors should be considered for the physical plant, processing method for sludge, methods of sludge processing, and disposal method for sludge. So that is all from me. Thank you.
Okay. Terima kasih. Pia. Adeline Sophia. Good. Teratur nampak kemas, cuma ilustrasi tu kurang sikit lah. Okay.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Jamal Lain from DKA4B and my register number is 1052. Okay, today I will present about topic 3, topic 4 and topic 5. And lastly, topic 6. Topic 6 ni. Okay. Topic 3, water treatment. Topic 3, the process water treatment system. Di mana dalam the process of water treatment system ni ada water intake, coordination, aeration, sedimentation, completion, chemical mixing, and lastly filtration, and dissolved air flotation. Dalam the process water treatment juga ada chemical process, di mana ferrum and mangle removers, desikation, ozoning, dan water softening. Yang kedua adalah water treatment plan. Dalam water treatment plan ni ada plan, location, fiction, design basic, and lastly adalah environment plan. Next slide. Chapter 4, water distribution system. Dalam water distribution system ni ada gravity system, di mana pengaliran air daripada tingkat atas tadi turun ke bawah. Yang kedua adalah pump system, dan di mana menggunakan pump untuk mengangkut air. Yang ketiga adalah combined gravity and pump system. menggunakan kedua-dua sistem. Dan itu dalam water distribution system ni ada quality material, component in distributed system, and yang ketiga adalah non-rebuilding water. Dalam piping material yang saya highlight kan adalah antara bahan-bahan yang digunakan macam cast iron, plastic iron, steel, HDPE, and lastly asbestos cement. Dalam distribution system, komponen in distribution system kebanyakan menggunakan valve. Valve ni ada banyak macam jenis, ada butterfly valve, pour valve, air release valve, check valve, ball valve.
Bukan valve. Bukan valve ya, valve. Valve. Valve, pelik saya dengar. Tak apa.
Valve.
Macam mana nak exam?
Adalah topik 5, Sewerage System. Sewerage System.
Sewerage.
Dalam sewer ni
Sewerage.
Sewerage System.
Ngeja tak betul tu.
Dalam sewerage system ada type of sewer. Sebenarnya type of sewer ada separated system, dia ada advantage and disadvantage. Yang kedua adalah semi-separated system. Dia ada advantage juga dan serta disadvantage, and lastly adalah combined system. Dan itu dia ada juga type of manhole, infiltration and corrosion, type of sewer pipe. Dan itu dia ada the parameter of sewer pipe, gravity flow, round shape. Itu adalah type of material. Lastly adalah design the sewer system of rounder shape gravity flow. And next adalah sewage treatment. Dalam sewage treatment ni ada memberitahu pasal characteristic of sewage, objectives of wastewater treatment, the requirement related with sewage and wastewater, treatment plan design criteria, factor should be considered for physical plan, the process for wastewater treatment, and lastly ada process method for class. Again.
Okay, terima kasih Imran. Okay, cun.
Assalamualaikum and good morning to everyone. My name is Mazira binti Sukafli. My registration number is F1049. Today I'm going to present about topic 3 to topic 6. So topic 3 is water treatment. There is two processes in the water treatment, which is physical and chemical. Physical consists of 8, which is water intake, aeration, sedimentation, coagulation and flocculation, filtration, dissolved air flotation, and sedimentation. For chemical, there is 4: chlorination, ferrum embangan, test, removal, water softening and pH adjustment. Then there is important of chlorine test for drinking water. The advantage of ultraviolet, which consists of 5, more effective than chlorine, highly effective, chemical free, test and odor free, compact and easy to maintain. Then there is benefit of dissolved air flotation, which consists of 3. Then the water treatment plan, which is plan location factor, design basis, and environment factor. Next.
Fun.
Okay. Topic 4 is water distribution system. The distribution system has three types, which is gravity system, pump system, and combined gravity and pump system. Then there is a description of water supply distribution system. And then types of water distribution system have four, which is dead end, grid, ring, and radial. For piping material, there is selection factor and selection of pipe size. Then there is two types of component in distribution system, which is valve and storage reservoir. Valve consists of 11 types.
Valve.
Storage reservoir.
Okay, teruskan.
The storage reservoir is function and types of storage reservoir. Storage reservoir consists of two types, which is surface tank and balancing tank. Then there is non-revenue water. The importance of non-revenue water and the method of reducing it. And then the leakage factor and method to control leakage. Next is sewerage system. Sewerage system consists of types of sewer, which is three types: separated, semi-separated, and combined system. Then there is type of manhole, which is shallow, deep, backdrop manhole with outlet pipe. Then the selection criteria of sewer material, which consists of pipe, and type of sewer pipe, which is 6 type. And then infiltration and corrosion in sewer, and the procedure of designing sewage pipe and the parameter of sewage pipe. Next is the topic 6, sewage treatment. Sewage treatment there is three characteristics, which is physical, chemical, and biological. Physical, first one is suspended soil, turbidity, odor, and temperature. The chemical is toxic material, oxygen, demand compound, insoluble, suspended solid, inorganic, and organic. Then the biological is bacteria, virus, protozoa, fungi, and alga. Then there is process of centralized wastewater treatment. And then the processing method for sludge, the reason why to reduce, and the method of for sludge. Then the factor for physical plant, process of wastewater treatment, and then the process of wastewater treatment, waste of treatment plant dispose their biosolid, and then the water treatment plant design criteria, the individual wastewater treatment, which is a septic tank, in-house tank, and lastly is the super septic system. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, terima kasih. Terima kasih Maizura. Okay, awak punya PowerPoint tu, mind mapping tu, okay. Ada illustration dengan label.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Untuk topik 3 adalah water treatment. Dalam water treatment kita ada dua jenis proses water treatment system, iaitu satu physical process and chemical process. Dalam physical process kita ada water intake, agitation, sedimentation, chlorination, dissolved water flotation dengan filtration. Dalam chemical process pula kita ada chlorination, ferrum, magnet removal, pH adjustment and water softening. Lepas tu kita ada advantage of UV. Yang pertama adalah high efficient, chemical free, test and odor free, more effective than chlorine, and compact and easy to maintain. Lepas tu kita ada dua jenis eksperimen, iaitu chlorine testing dengan bacteria test. Dalam bacteria test ni kita ada dua kaedah, iaitu kiraan plat agar dengan most probable number. Dan last sekali kita ada water treatment plant,
dalam tu ada 3 jenis iaitu Plan Location Factor, Design Basis and Environment Factor. Next. Dalam topik 4 pula iaitu Water Distribution System. Ada 3 jenis distribution system iaitu Gravity System, Combination Gravity and Pump System dan Pump System. Lepas tu kita ada 4 type of water distribution system iaitu yang pertama dead end system. Dead end. System. Lepas tu grid system, ring system dengan radial system. Lepas tu kita ada piping material. Dalam ni ada selection factor dengan selection of pipe size. Lepas tu kita ada compact in distribution system iaitu valve and storage reservoir.
Kita ada valve. Reservoir.
Reservoir. Lepas tu yang keempat kita ada non-revenue water. Dalam ni kita dapat ada 4 main iaitu the source of non-return water iaitu NRW. Non-revenue water iaitu NRW. Lepas tu kita ada leaking factor. Lepas tu ada method to control leak. Lepas tu ada method to detect leaking and yang terakhir ada piping design with Hazen-Williams formula.
Okay.
Lepas tu next. Topik kelima adalah sewage system. Dalam ni yang pertama kita ada the function and signification to sewage system. Yang kedua kita ada 3 jenis type of sewage iaitu separate system, semi-separate system and combined system. Yang ketiga kita ada the selection criteria of sewage material. Yang keempat kita ada type of sewage pipe. Yang kelima kita ada type of manhole. Ada 4 jenis iaitu shallow manhole, deep manhole, use of backdrop manhole with internal outlet pipe. Yang keenam kita ada infiltration and corrosion in sewage. Infiltration and corrosion in sewage. Yang ketujuh kita ada design the sewage system of rounded shape gravity flow. Antara dia joint, design period, bending, zoning, preliminary study. Dan yang terakhir kita ada the parameter of sewage pipe gravity flow, grounded shape. Dalam ni kita ada types of material, sewage pipe, sewage flow and lane slope. Dan topik yang terakhir, next. Topik yang terakhir adalah topik 6, sewage treatment.
Topik 5 tadi tu tajuk dia Sewerage.
SEWE tuan.
Ya. Tak apa, teruskan. Cuma nak ngabarkan dia.
Topik 6 adalah sewage treatment. Yang pertama adalah physical characteristic of sewage. Lepas tu kita ada chemical characteristic of sewage. Lepas tu ada biological. Dan biological ni kita ada bacteria, virus, protozoa, fungi and alga. Lepas tu yang keempat water treatment plan design criteria. Dan yang kelima ada factors should be considered for the physical plan iaitu treatment plan layered dengan conduit. Lepas tu yang keenam kita ada the process of water waste treatment. Ada 4 jenis, pre-treatment, primary treatment, secondary treatment dengan tertiary treatment. Lepas tu kita ada proses to centralized wastewater treatment. Lepas tu kita ada process method to exclude. Dalam ni kita boleh tahu
slush.
Dalam kita boleh tahu apa tu slush process. Lepas tu why slush processing dengan method to slush processing. Dan yang terakhir kita ada the individual wastewater treatment unit iaitu septic tank, improve tank dengan super septic system.
Okay.
Saja dari saya. Minta maaf tuan kalau ada salah.
Tak apa.
Terima kasih.
Salah sikit-sikit tak apa. Salah banyak-banyak ada potong sikit-sikit. Salah berbenar potong markah. Tak ada apalah, okey je. Okey, terima kasih pada Siti Afrina tadi.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So today I am Hatimah binti Sulaimi, matric number 01 DKA20F1029, will present about my mind mapping from chapter 3, 4, 5 and 6. So the first one is chapter 3, water treatment. So in this chapter, I will present about the process of water treatment system, which is which is we have two water treatment system, a physical and chemical. Physical, we have water intake, aeration, sedimentation, coagulation, chemical filtration, and dissolved air flotation. And then chemical process, we have pH adjustment, disinfection, water aeration, ferrum and manganese. And then the second subtopic is understanding about water quality standard. And then maaf Cik Wan, lepas tu based on
tak sihat ke? Demam? Tak.
Saya kurang sihat.
Tak apa, slow. Take it slow.
Firstly, understand water quality standard, which is chlorine and dosage calculation and bacteria test. And then the last one is water treatment plan. We have design basis, environmental factor, and plan location. So the next one is chapter 4. In this chapter, we have distribution system, which is combined gravity and pump system. The next subtopic is type of water distribution. We have 4 systems, which is this dead end system, bridge system, ring system, and radial system. The next one, piping material, selection factors, selection of pipe size, and then component in distribution system. We have gate valve, butterfly valve, score valve, bulb valve, check valve, air release valve, altitude valve, two-way flow, and pressure reducing valve. And then we have non-revenue water and storage reservoir. We have main function and 2 types, and also the service tank of the storage reservoir. And
Reservoir.
Reservoir.
Satu lagi reservoir. Void.
Oh, ada 2 pronunciation.
Ya.
Okay,
Void.
sorry.
Tak apa.
And then we move to the next chapter, sewerage system. In this topic, we have type of sewer. We have semi-separated system, separated system, and also combined system. And then next type of manholes and selection criteria. Next subtopic is type of pipe. We have vitrified clay pipe, polyvinyl chloride PVC pipe, asbestos cement pipe, concrete sewer pipe, non-reinforced concrete sewer pipe, reinforced concrete pipe. And then we move to infiltrations and corrosions, and then the procedure of designing sewage based on the design period, sewer diameter, sewer bending, preliminary study, sewage flow velocity, depth, excavation and fill, zoning, joint, and lastly sewage flow quantity. Next, we move to next chapter, which is chapter 6, the last chapter for this course is sewage treatment. The first one is characteristic of sewage. Have three characteristic, which is physical characteristic, chemical characteristic, and wastewater characteristic. In physical characteristic, we have suspended solid, temperature, odor and taste, and turbidity. In chemical characteristic, we have toxic material, design, diamond compound, insoluble, suspended solid, inorganic, pH, and organic. And then last one, wastewater characteristic, we have protozoa, alga, virus, bacteria. And then we move to the next subtopic is water treatment plant design. Based on their sewage quantity needs, projected needs of wastewater flow, local soil condition, the cost of constructing, requirement under the service area, sewers, and site local environment, space, land to plant needs, and final disposal of treated sewage. And then the process we have four, which is pre-treatment, primary treatment, secondary treatment, tertiary treatment. And the third should be treatment plant layout and canal and vessel. And then we move
Tertiary.
tertiary,
Tertiary, bukan tertiary tertiary.
tertiary, okay. And then we move to the next subtopic, which is the process of centralized. We have five, which is activated sludge, a trickling filter, aerated lagoon, rotating biological contractor, and stabilization point. And the next subtopic is the individual wastewater. We have in-house tank, septic tank, super septic system. And then the last one, we have processing method. Three method, which is the method of sludge processing, which we have thickening, stabilization, and conditioning. And why sludge processing? And sludge processing is to concentrate and stabilizing sludge before it can be disposed. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, terima kasih ya Hatimah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today I'll be presenting about topic 3 to topic 6 of this course. So topic 3 is called water treatment. In this topic, first topic that we will see is the process of water treatment system, where there's physical process and chemical process. Physical process contains of 9 process, and some of the example are water intake, aeration, chlorination, sedimentation, and so on. And then we will see the chemical process, which contains of 4 type of process. Which the first one is called ferrum and mangan removal, and then water softening, disinfection, and pH adjustment. And then we move on to the next topic, which is the water quality standard. In this subtopic, we will learn about the standard for potable water quality according to WHO and MOH. And then we will also learn about the chlorine residue for water supply. And then we will see the next subtopic, which is the design criteria in the water treatment system. In this subtopic, we will learn about the treatment plan layout and the site vector, and also the basic criteria for design water treatment plant components. So, we move on to chapter 4. In this chapter 4, it is called the water distribution system. In this chapter, we will learn
chapter
about the
4 tak.
Oh, tu hasilnya laptop tu kan? Saya betul dia.
Klik tekan spacebar je.
Oh yeah. Okay. In this chapter 4 is called the water distribution system. In this chapter, there's 4 subtopics. The first one is called the distribution system. Distribution system is divided into three systems, which is the gravity system, pumping system, and the combined system, or combination of gravity and pump system. And then we move on to the second subtopic, which is the piping material. In this subtopic, we will see about the selection of piping material, where there's 6 selection we can consider from. And then we will also see the advantages and disadvantages of multiple pipe material. And then we will also see the selection of pipe size. And then we move on to the next subtopic, which is the components in distribution system. Firstly, we will take a look at the valve, where there are 11 type of valve. And some example of the valve are called butterfly valve, stop or gate valve, and cover valve, and so on. Valve.
Valve.
Sorry.
Ada orang lain valve.
Okay. And then we will see the storage reservoir, where we will learn about the storage reservoir construction and the main component in storage reservoir. And then for the last topic, which is called NRW, or the non-revenue water. First, we will learn about its factor to leaking, and then the measurement procedure to the leakage factor, which is there's 2 type of measurement, direct and indirect measurement. And then we will learn about the method to control the leakage and detect, and also to detect the leakage. And lastly is the piping design with Helson-Williams formula. And then we move on to chapter 5, which is the sewerage system. In this chapter, it is called the sewerage system. There's 2 subtopics, which is the first one is the important topic related to sewage system. So firstly, we will learn about the function and significance of sewage system. Sewerage system is the collection and disposal system to transport sewage to treatment plants to protect public health and prevent diseases. And then we will also see the type of sewer pipe, where there's 6 types. Next, we will move on to the selection criteria of sewer material, where there are 5 selection can consider from. And then we'll see the type of manholes. There's 4 types: the shallow type, deep, shallow, and the backdrop manholes, and the backdrop manhole with internal outlet pipe. And then we will see the infiltration in sewer pipe and the reason of corrosion in sewer pipe. Next, we will move on to the next subtopic, where it is called design the sewer system of grounded shaped gravity flow. This subtopic, we will learn about the procedure of designing sewage pipe and the parameters of sewer pipe gravity flow rounded. And then we will move on to the last subtopic, that is called the sewage treatment. In this topic, there's 3 subtopics. First one is called characteristic of sewage. Characteristic of sewage is divided into 3 characteristics, which is the physical characteristic, chemical and biological characteristic. And then we move on to the next topic, which is the design criteria for treatment plant. Firstly, we will see the design criteria for domestic sewage treatment plant, and then we learn about the principle of preliminary and primary wastewater treatment, and then the biological sewage treatment process, and some of the process about the trickling filters, oxidation points, activated sludge, and rotating biological contactor. And lastly, in this subtopic, we will also learn about the effect of poor biological treatment on the environment. And then we move on to the last subtopic, which is effluent and sludge disposal method. Firstly, we will learn about the method of the effluent discharge, and then we will also learn about their categories, the sludge categories. And then we will see the treatment to the sludge, and then the disposal, and lastly is the individual treatment to the sludge. Right.
Okay. Okay. Nanti betulkan tajuk topik 5 tu ya.
Okay.
Sewerage. Okay. Tak apa, boleh. Okay, terima kasih.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nara Abibah Uda binti Rosli. My registration number is 01 DKA4B DCC40152. Today, hari ini saya akan mentangkan mapping tajuk 3, 4 dan 5. Okay. Tajuk 3, water treatment. Water treatment mempunyai dua proses, iaitu physical process dan chemical process. So physical process ada terbagi kepada 5: water intake, aeration, sedimentation, coagulation and flocculation, filtration. Chemical process ada film and mega removal, pH adjustment and water softening. So understanding water quality standard is first clear and fully estimate within sorry tuan.
Kejap.
Estimate within a time interval. Next, possible contamination point in plant and during distribution. So, bacteriologist water analysis ada 4 bacteria, water quality, reactional and microbiological analysis. So, water treatment plant ada 3: plant location factor, design basic and environment factor. So, next, topic 4. Topic 4 ialah distribution system.
Gajinya print lepas tu tepek-tepek. Gaji betul je?
Ya. Terbagi pada 3, iaitu gravity system, pumping system and combination of gravity and pumping system. So dia ada kelebihan dan kelebihan untuk setiap part masing-masing. So type dia adalah dead end system, reed system, ring system and radial system. So seterusnya ialah piping material. Piping material iaitu pressure of work and test, strength, durability, workability at site, cost, capacity, operation and maintenance and leak possibility. Lepas tu dia ada type untuk piping material. Seterusnya storage reservoirs. Dia ada main function to treat water for emergency use. Lepas tu dia ada 2 type, service tank and balancing tanks. Lepas tu dia ada factor of material like lifespan, volume need, strength of material, location of surrounding condition and resistant to internal and external. So dia ada material dia, reinforced concrete, pre-stressed concrete, galvanized, precious steel and fiberglass, and steel fused with glass. So dia ada non-renew water like leak factor, leak procedure measured, method to control leak, method to detect leak and piping design. So seterusnya topik sewerage system. Sewerage system terbagi pada 3: collect sewer, particle spread system and combination system. Dia juga ada kelebihan dan kekurangan. Seterusnya type of civil piping, which are clay pipe. Lepas tu ada store cement, polyvinyl chloride and concrete civil pipe and reinforced concrete. So design for sewage system is primarily study sewer floor velocity, zonings, sewer diameter, sewer flow quality, depth of evaluation and field design periods, and joint sewer pipe layout and treatment plan location and binding. So as you can see, type of sewer pipe like siphon, sip irrigation, sip tin, tank irrigation, and irrigation surface. So now we move to topic 6, characteristic of sewer. Divide by 3, physical characteristic, chemical characteristic, and biological characteristic. Design criteria for treatment plant: if quality, length to plant need, water waste flow and characteristic, service area, soil condition, final disposal, reliability requirement, and aesthetic and plant. So the individual wastewater treatment unit, septic tank, infused tank, sulfur septic system. Disposal method for sardines, dumping in landfill. Spending on land to crop capacity ingression, and have conditioning, dewatering, thickening, and distillation. So, objective of the water waste is to avoid contamination, to manage wastewater infectives, to control infectional disease, and expect to water waste as part of main infrastructure. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Today is water treatment. Okay, first is physical process: water intake, aeration, chlorination, sedimentation, chemical mixing, coagulation, and flotation. Air flotation, filtration, and water intake is coarse screening, trace, and bar cement, file screening. The next is chemical process: ferrum and mangan removal, water softening, reinfection, pH adjustment. And chlorination is the chemical frequently used in the disinfection of potable water supplies. And the sedimentation is liquid solid separation used in water treatment. Okay, next is chemical mixing, chemical or physical of blending coagulating chemical into water and stirring the blended mixture. And then coagulation. Coagulation is the process of destabilization of the negative charge on suspended vinaigrette and split at optimum dose. And the flotation. Flotation is the implementation of established vertical and coils to make stable particle. Negation needs steering to change contact of displays to build flock particle of optimum size, density, and strength. Subsequently removed by setting filtration. Then filtration. Most reliable water treatment process to remove particulate material, suspended or colloidal impurities from water. Coagulation, flotation, and sedimentation used to assist the process more effectively. The two types of filtration is filtration rate and driving force. Next is dissolved air flotation. Dissolved air flotation or flow rate is high as
10.5 million hours compared to the pre-civilization only 1 to 3 million hours. Reduce the use of chemical up to 20% to 30% because no additional chemical use. It's a process that purifies water by the removal of suspended matter. It's achieved by dissolving air is underwater by pressure and releasing the air at atmosphere pressure. The next is understand the water quality standard. Okay, significance of fluorine resource test, bacteria test to ensure supply water are adequately clear and fully distributed. To locate or identify the possible contamination in pipe and distribution.
Okay, next.
Okay, next.
Ini bukan present ni baca ni.
Next is gravity system. Gravity system, water distribution system. The gravity system is water is applied from a higher place to the lower place. Then pump system. Pump system is used for low pressure and user and located on lower ground. Okay, next is combination system. Is water is pumped and stored on high level ground in tank or reservoir. The advantage is effective and low operation cost, and disadvantage is problem related with operation and maintenance pump. Okay, the piping material is strength, durability, cost, leakage, possibility, durability and workability. The advantage and the disadvantage is the material of this is cast iron. The advantage is corrosion and the disadvantage is weak against impact, and the ductile iron is corrosion resistant and the disadvantage is heavy. Next is component in distribution system. First is valve, then storage reservoir and reinforced concrete. Lastly is non-revenue water. The definition is water that has been produced and is lost before it reaches the customer, such as a source of revenue of non-return water. Leakage factor. The method to control leakage is pressure control, listening, passive control, and water and combined moving. The method to detect leakage is visual inspection surrounding with noise conductor. Next is chapter 5, the sewage system. The function and significance. The function and significance is a collection and disposal system to transport sewage to treatment plant. Why? Because to protect public health and prevent disease. And then is sewage system, collection, treatment and disposal. Then type of sewer. The type of sewer is separated system. Two types of pipe that are sanitary sewer and run-off sewer. Second is semi-separated system. Run-off is drained to sanitary sewer as overflow or flush water. And lastly is combined system. Sewer and stormwater are discharged into a same sewer. And then is the parameter of sewer pipe gravity, flow, rounded shape. The type of material, sewer size, sewage flow, and length slope. The procedure of designing sewage pipe is perimeter study, zoning, and the type of manhole, shallow manhole, deep manhole, backstep manhole. And then infiltration, corrosion in sewer, infiltration and corrosion. Type of sewer is vitrified clay pipe, asbestos cement, polyvinyl chloride. And then last chapter is sewage treatment. The sewage treatment is the objective is to avoid contamination, to manage wastewater effectively. Physical characteristic is suspended solid, turbidity, odor and taste. The chemical characteristic is toxic material. And the wastewater characteristic is organic, inorganic, such as the organic is a protein and the inorganic is pH or alkali. And then water treatment plant design criteria. Sewage quantity need, requirement under the service area. And then the factor is treatment plant layout, conduct or vessel. The process is pre-treatment, primary treatment, secondary treatment, and tertiary treatment. And the process of centralized wastewater treatment is trickling filter, activate slush, irrigate lagoons, stabilization pond. And then processing method for slush. Slush processing is to concretate and stabilizing slush before it can be disposed. Why slush is processing to reduce vector attraction, potential odor problem, and the method of slush processing is thickening, stabilization, composting, conditioning, and dewatering. The individual wastewater is used for individual and not centralized sewage system. And the method of slush processing is thickening, stabilization, and conditioning. And the disposal method for slush is dumping in landfill site. And the upper offsection is for the sedimentation. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Nanti dulu. Okay, terima kasih. Awak present ni berterabur lah. Okay, tak apa. Bab 5 tadi tu tak habis lagi. Buka. Bab 5. Bab 5. Bab 5. Nak kena tunjuk jugalah sikit. Okay, bab 5 tu. Topik 5. Sewerage System. Bukan sewage sistem kumbahan pun ada sistem kumbahannya. Okay, bukan tajuk ni. Tajuk dia ialah Sewerage System. Sistem pembetongan. Okay, betulkan tajuk ni. Awak padamlah yang ni. Lepas tu awak gantikan dengan perkataan sewerage. Okay, boleh Fakrul Hamzah? Boleh?
Boleh.
Okay, terima kasih Fakrul. Alright, terima kasih. Last.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. Nama saya Nordana Amira binti Muhidi. Nombor matrik saya 01 DKA4B DCC40152 dan nama lecturer saya adalah Wan Ahmad Faizal bin Wan Abdullah.
Alah, terharu.
Hari ini saya akan membentangkan tentang topik chapter 3 hingga ke 6.
Okay. Demam ke?
Semua sikit.
Musim-musim dia ni.
Okay, topik ketiga adalah water treatment. Okay, dalam water treatment ni kita ada dua proses, iaitu physical process dengan chemical process. Okay, dalam physical process kita ada 6 subtopik, iaitu water intake, aeration, and seterusnya adalah
Mak tak buka
seterusnya kita ada sorry Cik Wan.
Tak apa.
Okay, seterusnya kita ada sedimentation and coagulation, dan seterusnya ada dia kacau kat tekak je Wan.
Yelah, gatal
Okay, so kita ada dissolved air flotation and then kita ada filtration. Okay. Dalam chemical process pula kita ada chlorination dan disinfection, and then fume and method removal. Seterusnya ada water softening dan pH adjustment. Okay, dalam water treatment ni akhirnya kita akan faham tentang understand water quality standard. Okay, seterusnya topik 4. Topik 4 adalah water distribution system. Okay, dalam topik ni kita ada dua sistem, iaitu gravity system, pump system, dan combined gravity and pump system. Okay, dalam topik ni juga ada terterakan tentang piping material. Dalam piping material ada 6, iaitu cost, pressure at work, and then durability, workability of site, lack of possibility, dan strength. Okay, dalam topik ini dia ada komponen, dan komponen dia adalah valves. Ada beberapa komponen dalam valves ni, and then seterusnya dia ada main komponen dan selection of part sizing, dan seterusnya adalah non-revenue water. Okay, seterusnya adalah topik 5. Okay, dalam topik 5 ni ini merupakan sewerage system. Okay, dan dalam topik ini dia ada types untuk sewerage. types dia ada 3, iaitu separate system, semi-separate dan combined system. Okay, dalam topik ni ada selection criteria. Seterusnya dia ada the parameter of sewage pipe gravity flow. Okay, dalam ni dia ada type of material, sewage size, sewage flow and length slope. Okay, seterusnya dia ada type of sewage piping dan procedure of designing sewage pipe. Okay. Topik yang terakhir adalah sewage treatment. Okay, dan seterusnya dalam topik ni dia ada objektif tersebut dan dia ada 3 kriteria, iaitu physical, chemical dan biological. Okay, dalam topik ni dia ada water treatment plan design criteria. Okay, seterusnya dia ada factor considered for the physical plan. Okay, dalam topik ni juga dia ada the process of controlling wastewater treatment dan method of sludge processing. Sekian, terima kasih.
Tengok balik yang chapter 6 tadi tu. Okay. Aduh. Okay, kosong. Okay, alright. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Kita nak screenshotkan. Okay, siapa yang tak ada tu nasib lah ya. Sumalin tak ada ke? Channel Wishan tak ada ke? Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Muhammad Nur Fadlin nampak mata je. Okay, last one more. Sketch, save dulu yang ni sekejap. Kita makin edit lah penuh-penuh. Okay. Alright. Okay. Terima kasih semua. Harap-harap sem depan tak nak jumpa dah dalam subjek yang sama.
Terima kasih Wan.
Okay, sama-sama. Waalaikumsalam.
Terima kasih Wan.
Okay. Alright. Okay, terima kasih. Bye. Boleh pergi makan. Salam.
Okay.
Boleh pergi makan, boleh pergi breakfast.
Ya Wan.
Ya, sama-sama.
Terima kasih Cik Wan.
Sama-sama.
Terima kasih Cik Wan.
Sama-sama. Diana? Habis dah? Okay. Tinggal 2 orang ni. Mama Afiq. Naif orang. Sus.